So every time a DLC drops, a lot of people complain to Rockstar that it's too expensive, but that's bullshit. And since tomorrow Executives and Other Criminals releases, I figured I'd make a video in advance, a day in advance, to tell everyone that you're all idiots. Everyone that's complaining is idiots. Maybe if you didn't just play free roam all the time and drive around in circles in an armored Kuruma and blow up a bunch of armored Kurumas and T20s, maybe you would have money. Maybe if you played heists and saved your money, instead of doing all that shit I said before, you would have money. Maybe if you don't buy all the shit vehicles that isn't worth the money, like the Osiris, the Windsor, all of the lowriders, like you don't have to own all the lowriders. If you don't waste money on stuff that you don't need, you'd be fine. Hell, I buy all the shit that I want, and I still have 30 million saved up. You need money, go do the Criminal Mastermind Challenge. That shit is easy. Get 4 players, get some headsets if you're on console, or get on Skype if you're on PC, and go do that. That's what I did. I did the Criminal Mastermind Challenge when Heist first came out. That was the easiest 14 million I've ever made in GTA. All you need is an armored Kuruma, and you're good to go. Plus, there's the Elite Challenges, doing them all in first-person challenges. Although on the Fleece job at the finale, it's very hard to get hooked onto the magnet in first person. But that's so much easy money right there. Then you have the daily objectives that get you $25,000 every single day. Do that for 28 days straight, not even a whole month. And guess what? You get $500,000 on top of all the other money. It's like fucking 28 times $25,000, however much that is, plus an extra $500K. That's a shit ton of money for doing not really nothing. Hell, the freedom events give you money too. There's even a freedom event just based around driving Los Santos, driving around and grabbing cash. And there are so many ways to make money in this game, and you do not need a shark card to do that. I own almost everything I've ever wanted in this game. I own Pegasus vehicles, I have over 30 vehicles, 4 apartments, all the shit. I own every piece of clothing and every mask that has ever come out in the game. And I still have like $30 million, and I've never used a shark card before, and I don't cheat at the game either. I even owned the $10 million jet just because I had so much money laying around from playing Heist and I didn't know what to do with it, so I bought it just for bragging rights. The pack standard takes 1 hour to do. If you have 3 hours to play around with your friends, you get on there, you host it once, after that, someone else hosts it, and you can do it like 3 times in 3 hours and get some money. There's a 1 hour cooldown period from when you finish the Heist and then to when you can replay it again. You can't keep doing it over and over again. But your friends can host it, and you can host it again. Or you all take turns, all 4 of you can take turns hosting it. It doesn't matter. You can do it over and over again. You just can't be host over and over again. That's what I've been doing, and I have 30 million saved up for this DLC. And for the people saying they don't have time to grind heists, and they call other people that do, call them a no-life, that's not true. If you don't have an hour or 2 to play Heists, then why do you own a games console? Why do you own GTA? If you don't have 2 hours to play Heists before the DLC comes out on Tuesday, like you had all weekend to do that, dude. It's not Rockstar's fault that you didn't play the game the weekend and get a couple $1 million. That's not their fault during the weekend. You could have played it and got tons of money. And you know what? If you really don't feel like doing that, then you can buy a shark card. Now, some people may criticize Rockstar and say that these DLCs are so expensive just so they can profit off of shark cards. And you know what? That may be true. I'm not going to completely fanboy out on Rockstar and be a mindless fan and say that that's not true, because it could be true. They're a business. Of course they want to make money. Every business does. But they don't just leave you there to where it's pay to win. You could get everything in the game without having to buy a shark card. It really is optional. Rockstar even said themselves that the only reason they have fucking shark cards in the game, and so that way the DLC is free, because if they charge for DLC, they were afraid it would split up the whole player base if they charge for it. We've had like 15 DLCs now, or 10 DLCs, and it's all been free for the past 2 years. We've gotten all these guns, cars, clothes, and all that. You're complaining to Rockstar because it's too expensive. You know what? You don't have to own the yacht, whether it's $20 million or $30 million, however much the yacht costs. You don't need to own it. You don't need to buy everything in the DLC. There's like 4 cars coming? Buy the limo if you want the limo. That's probably going to cost like $2 million or $3 million. You don't need to buy the limo and the nightshade and all the cars and all the clothes and the fucking yacht. You don't need to own everything. That yacht is nice to have, but it's not worth going broke for, and I'm able to fucking afford snacks and armor and ammo for your guns. So stop complaining. There's so many ways to get money in the game. Stop complaining that DLC is too expensive. If you can afford anything in the DLC, that's your fault and no one else's.